and we're just going to take one deep breath in and out to start. Good. Let's get going here with some head turns. Side and side. Side and side. Nice and easy. Just go through a full body warm up here. We've got a couple newbies on tonight, so we're excited to have you. All right, head forward. We'll go ear to the shoulder, nice and easy. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed. Good. Let's go big shoulder circles up, around, and back. Up, around, and back. Good. Couple more here. And we'll go into a march. You can take this into a low jog if you prefer. Good, keep it going. A little quicker if you can. Three, two, one. We'll take those feet apart and we'll do big arm circles back. Hey, Tina. One more, other side. Good. Hands together, let's rock. Good, we're gonna kick back, kick and kick, kick and kick. Add your pull when you want to. Good, keep breathing, soft knees here, a little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Three, two, one. We're going to turn it into a grapevine. We're going to cross in front, open up, cross behind, open up. Front, open, behind, open. Quick or as slow as you want to go on that one. Just warming up our hips, our ankles, our body. One more little lap. And relax. Good. All right, so for our workout today, in part one, we have 4 exercises. And each exercise in part one is kind of a combo exercise. So we'll go through those. If you're using a heavier set and a lighter set of weights, your first exercise can be a heavier set. You can also just use one set. You don't have to switch, but just in case you want to use a heavier set and a lighter set, your first exercise could be that heavier set if you want it. So we're going to do a deadlift and row combination on this exercise. So I'm going to have my feet pretty narrow. There's a little bit of space in between them. I'm starting up nice and tall, and my weights are facing forward. So they're right like this, right by my side, but right forward. I'm going to stick my hips back like I'm doing that deadlift motion, like somebody has pulled my tail. I'm bending my hips back. My knees bend just slightly. I'm then gonna pull for a big row, squeeze my elbows back by my sides, squeeze my shoulder blades together, bring my hands down, and then stand up super tall. So it's gonna look like this. Hips go back, elbows squeeze, hands go down, hips go forward. And I'll walk us through it a bunch of times because I know it's step by step by step. So the big thing here is you want to make sure that you keep your weights by your side and don't let them get too far ahead of you, and that you really use the hips, that you unlock those hips like you're pretending you're pushing something, like you forgot to close the file cabinet and you had to whoop, close it with your butt real quick. You need to stick the hips back, big pull, bring it down, and then press those hips forward. You'll squeeze your tush at the top. So that's exercise 1. Exercise 2, if you're switching weights and going for a heavier and a lighter set, that would be your lighter set. We're going to go for a side lunge motion. Ignore my arms for a minute. I'm just going to hold the weights like this, pretend they're not there. For a side lunge, I'm just going to take a big step out to the side. It's right in line with my feet where I am. I'm going to push through my hip, my ankle, and my foot and step up nice and tall. I'm going to stay on one side for this whole round. So I'm going to step to the side, push through my heel, and come up tall. If you see it from the side this way, I bend my knee and my hip a little bit, and it all stays in kind of a straight line. It's not going in, it's not going out, but it's all kind of in a straight line. My toes, my knees, and my hip kind of in a straight line. So the leg part just looks like this. Step to the side and come up. If the lunge part is too much, you could always just do a side step and together. But we're going to add in a shoulder part. So the hands are going to go up right in front of your shoulders. Weights are right here. We're going to take that side lunge, and then as we come tall, we're going to press and just push our arms like we're punching the ceiling straight up. So it'll go side and straight up. We're like a big I right now. Side and then straight up. Yep, so yeah. And take that at the pace that feels comfortable for you, okay? Exercise 3, we're gonna get into a little wider of a stance. We're gonna, up to you on if you want your toes out or in, whatever feels comfortable for you. But we're gonna take a squat stance. We're gonna open up our arms and get into we're ready to do a bicep curl. So we're opening up our arms, keeping our palms open, chest is open. We're gonna sit our hips back like that squat. Then we're gonna stand tall and do our bicep curl. Sit our hips back like that squat and stand tall and curl. So we're combo motion every exercise this evening. Exercise 4 is kind of our recovery exercise, but it's still working our body. So we're going to use no weights, but if you really, really, really want weights, you could use your lighter set, up to you. We're going to bend your hip and knee like we had done in that side lunge motion. And we're going to bend and touch our toe back. So we're going to bend our hip and knee and touch a toe back and raise our arms overhead. Our arms are just raising up overhead. Our body is staying tall and straight. It's not bending forward at all. It's just staying upright and raising our arms up. Our hips and our knees look like this. We step back and come up. We step back and come up. So my hips and knees bend slightly, and I'm putting as light pressure as I can through the tapping foot. So I want to put as little pressure as I can through this back foot and make sure that all my weight is in the front foot. The tap almost doesn't need to touch, right? So we're trying to make it like it's a single leg exercise, okay? Everybody feel like you have exercises that work for your body in part 1. I know they're like 2 parts, so you'll follow me along, but I think we're good. Yeah. All right, well, let's get going. We're going to start with that deadlift motion. So we're standing tall with our feet narrow, our hands are by our sides. I'm going to get us going here in just a second. All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Exercise 1.
We're going to sit those hips back. Big row. Bring it down. Press your hips forward. Sit your hips back. Big squeeze, down, and bring your hips forward. Hips go back, big pull, bring it down, hips go forward. Good. Yeah, looks great. So we're keeping our back nice and straight, sticking those hips back. Good. Looks great.
3, 2, 1.
And relax.
Rest.
Good. If you're switching weights, you want to go for your lighter set. We're going to go for our side lunge and our press here. We're staying on one side the whole time. We'll bring our weights up.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Side
1.
lunge. As you come up, take that big press. Side lunge, big press. Take it at the speed that works for you, the pace that works for you. And you want to take a big breath out as you press. Good. And this leg that's in the center here stays straight. Good.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. Very nice. We're going with our squat and our bicep curl. If you want to switch to your heavier set, up to you. We've got a slightly wider stance here on this one. Getting into our squat stance.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Sitting those
1.
hips back like you're about to sit in a chair. Then take that big bicep curl. Hips go back like you're about to sit. And then big bicep curl. Good. Good. Try to keep your elbows tucked by your side for the curl. Try not to let them wiggle wobble. Looks great. Less than 10 seconds on this one.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We're going to put our weights down unless you really want your lighter set. Kind of working on our posture and our stability on this one. We're going for that single leg reach. We're alternating sides on this
3,
one.
2, 1.
So we'll
Exercise
step back
1.
and tap, and then we'll step back and tap. Like you could lift that toe if you needed to. So light, little pressure on the back toe. It's so light. Good. Stay nice and tall through your upper body on this one. Good.
3,
You got it.
2, 1.
And relax. Good. All right, we're going back to the top. We have our deadlift and row. That's our heavier set if you're switching. We've got our narrow stance. Weights are right by our side. Starting super tall.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Hips go
1.
back. Big row. Bring it down. Hips go forward. I like to make sure I do a big breath out as I do the row part. Good. Make sure you stand all the way tall in between each time. Squeeze your tush. Almost there.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. All right, we're going to our side lunge and press. This is our other side. If you're switching to your weights, we're doing our lighter set. Weights go up.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise 1.
Side lunge. Come all the way tall. Good. Breath out as you do your press. Becoming super tall, becoming that big eye. Looks good. Take this at the pace that feels good for you.
3,
Looks
2,
great.
1.
And
Rest.
relax. Good. We're going to our squat and our bicep curl here next. Wider stance on this one. We want to try to keep our chest up as we squat. Try not to fold too far forward.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Hips
one.
go back. Then we come up and curl. Good. Good. Good.
3, 2, 1.
And
Rest.
relax. We're putting our weights down and going for that single leg reach here next. Getting started in 3.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Tap
1.
back, bend that front knee. Good. You're bending your hip and your knee. Light touch. We're kind of working our way to like a single leg squat. Good. Nice and tall here. Keeping our chest up. Good. Less than 10 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We're back to the top with our deadlift and row. I'm getting warm. We're getting there. Grab your weights. Narrow stance on this
3,
one.
2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Hips go
1.
back. Big squeeze. Bring it down. Hips go forward. Looks great.
Three,
Good.
2, 1.
And
Rest.
relax. Going back to our side lunge. We're on our first side here. I always get a creaky spot in the floor right here. Weights go up.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Big
1.
side lunge, big press up. Big breath out as you press, little force. Kind of use the momentum of coming up to straighten all the way. Almost there.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And relax. Going back to our squat and our curl. Little wider stance.
Three, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Hips go
1.
back. Press them forward. Big curl. Good. Sit those hips like you're about to sit. Then add your curl. Looks good. Almost there.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
And relax. We're going back to our single leg reach. Really tall here, shoulders down and back. Here we go. Reach and reach, keeping your chest up, your upper body up. Bending that hip and knee right in line. Don't let the knee come in or out. Good. You're going to take your big breath out as you reach up. Breathe in on the way down.
Three, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We've got one more round here from the top. Back to our deadlift.
Three, 2, 1.
Here we go. Hips go back. Big row. Bring it down. Hips go forward. Big squeeze of your tush as you stand tall. Big squeeze of your shoulder blades as you take that pull. Looks good. Keep your back nice and straight. Stick those hips back.
1.
And relax. Good. We're on to our second side for our lunge and our press. Side 2. Weights go up. Nice and tall with this one as well.
1. Exercise
big
1.
Step, big press. Big step, big press. Good. Punch it straight up. You're punching the ceiling.
Three, 2, 1.
And relax. Going back to our squat and our bicep curl here next. Little wider stance. Open up our chest. Elbows stay tucked.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Sit
1.
and up. Big curl down. Good. Control your curl as you come down. Try not to come down too quick from your curl. Works your muscles a little harder to come down a little slower. Might have an intruder here in a minute. My new dog.
Three, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. Last exercise here in part 1 is our single leg reach. We're working on the stability here like we're almost doing a one-legged squat.
Three, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise
Light
1.
touch. Light touch. Good, looks great. Getting a good full body workout in tonight. Five more seconds, you got it.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good, very nice. That was part one of our workout. Grab yourself a sip of water, take a breather, and we'll get set here for part two. Reset my timer here. There we go. All right, so for part two, we are going to use an elevated surface. We are going to do a plank on an elevated surface. So you can use the wall, you can use the countertop, you can use a chair, you can use a bed, you can use whatever is around you that works for that. So we're going to start with a set of weights. Our first exercise is another combo motion. We're going to stick our hips back a little bit, kind of like we were getting into that deadlift stance, but just a little bit. So we're sticking the hips back just a little bit. Arms are straight by our side. We're still keeping them engaged. We're not hanging them here, but we're pulling them back right here. We're going to take our arms back for a press like this. So a straight arm press, our elbows stay straight. We squeeze together our shoulder blades low and together. We're getting a squeeze at our triceps, the backs of our arms, and our lats that go along our rib cage and down to the back. We're going to add in a little tap backwards with our foot. So it'll look like this. And if that's too much for you, you can just stay with the tap. The press. You can stay right here if you want. But if you want to add it up a notch or take it up a notch, we're going to add a little tap and tap. But you notice I'm staying bent. I'm staying with my hips back. My knee is bent. And I'm just taking that one touch and one touch. So if you want to, that's a way to take it up a notch. If you want to just keep it right here, you can keep it right here. Just nice and steady, okay? Exercise 2 is a standing side crunch. So we've done this one before, but it might have been a while. So what we're going to do is you can hold on if you need to. If you need to put your fingertips on the wall or on a chair, on the countertop, no worries. You can do that for a little stability. What we're going to do is we're going to reach one arm up overhead. We're going to turn this leg out slightly. I'm going to use these side tummy muscles and take a big crunching motion, bringing my elbow towards my knee. But when I do so, I'm not going to really tilt my body. I'm going to try to stay as tall as I can. So I'm going to take a breath out and crunch these side muscles while I'm staying tall. You can see I bend just slightly, but I don't want to do this huge side bend motion. I want to just breathe out and really crunch in these muscles on the side and get that motion. Really crunch in those muscles with a big breath out and kind of moving that arm and leg together. So you have to take it kind of slow. You can't go really super fast with this one. You have to take that breath out and really use your muscles and crunch down those muscles to get them in. We're going to stay on that one side for the whole round, and we'll switch by rounds. Exercise 3, we're going to go into a plank hold. So we're just going to work on the basics today. Sometimes it's nice we usually do a plank and we add in some shoulder taps, or we add in some leg taps, or do something else with it. But sometimes it's nice to take it back to the basics and just kind of focus on the basics. So we're going to go into that plank position. You can put your hands on the wall or an elevated surface. You're going to try to shift your body weight over your hands as much as you can. Try not to leave your shoulders back here, but you're going to shift your body weight forward. You're going to take your legs back so that you're nice and straight. The biggest mistake I see people do is they're back here. So you really want to shift those hips forward and press your body weight forward. Pull your core in and just try to keep that straight line position. You can certainly do the same thing right up here. Lift your heels, pull that core in, and get in that straight body position. Everybody feel like you have exercises that work for your body in part 2? Yeah? All right, so we're gonna get started here in just a second. We're gonna get started with that tricep press. So we're stepping back for our press. We're grabbing our weights. Make sure everybody's good. All right, we'll get going here in 3, 2, 1.
Exercise.
Good, so our hips are bent slightly the whole time. Our back is nice and straight. We're keeping our weight forward over our feet if we're adding that tap. And we're just pressing back with straight arms, squeezing our shoulder blades low and together. Right by our side. And if the legs are too much, just go right with the arms. And relax. Good. All right, we are getting rid of those weights. We're going for our standing side crunch here. We're staying on one side for this one. If you need to hold on to fingertips on something, no worries. It's not about stability.
2, 1.
Reach that arm up.
Exercise.
Crunch it down. Big breath out. Think about squeezing those tummy muscles on the side. Big breath. Like you're blowing up a balloon. That's how big the breath should be. Good. Staying tall here. Good. Yep. 5 more seconds. You got it.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We're going for our plank hold here next. So finding our elevated surface. I'll tell you when to get set. All right, let's start to get set here.
3, 2, 1.
And we'll hold.
Exercise.
Pull those core muscles in. Try to keep your head up in a neutral position. That helps your upper back position as well. Keep breathing. You want to have a little tension between your shoulder blades. Core muscles are pulled up and in. Heels are up. Keep breathing. You got it. We got 10 more seconds.
Three, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. Very nice. Grab your weights for your tricep press here. We've got our weights. We're about to sit our hips back. Here we go.
1.
And press back and touch. And press back and touch. If you want to add that touch, if not, just press back. Good. Big squeeze, kind of low and together with our shoulder blades. Hold for a breath or so. Hold for a slight beat. Good. Looks great. Good. Keep your weight forward over your feet here. Don't let it get too far back with that touch.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We're going for our other side for our standing side crunch here. As Dana would say, God gave us 2 sides. We got to use it. All right. Other arm is up.
2.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Big breath out. Good. Crunch those muscles, those side muscles. Make sure you get that big breath out. Makes a big difference. Good. Five more seconds. You got it.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. Very nice. We're going back to our plank hold. We'll start to get set.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Hold it. Good. Keep breathing. Looks good. Clyde, I think you could lift your hips a little bit if you wanted. Leanne, same thing. Lift them up just a smidge. Looks good. Keep breathing. Good. Keep that tension. Core is up and in. Keep breathing. Five more seconds. You got it.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. Very nice. All right. Grab your weights. Back to the top here on part 2. This is going to be our last round.
2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Press back and touch. Press back and touch. Keep breathing. You got it. Looks good. Less than 10 seconds.
What's going on?
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. We're going to do our side crunch here. I'm going to tell you when. We're going to switch halfway between. We'll start on side 1, and then we'll switch halfway between. Make sure we're even.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Exercise.
Big crunch. Bring it down. Big breath out. Good. We got 5 seconds, then we're going to switch. All right, switch it up. Other side. Good. Looks good. Stay tall.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. All right, we're going to finish it off with our plank hold. Then we'll get a good stretch in. Let's get set.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Hold it.
Exercise.
Keep breathing. Straight, long, and lean position here. Hips are in line. Shoulders are in line. Head is in line. Long and lean. Keep breathing. Looks good. Pull that core up and in. You got it. Ten more seconds. You've got this.
3, 2, 1.
And relax. Good. That was our workout for this evening. Take a breather. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to sit elevated here for our stretch. So if you have a chair or a bench or an ottoman or something you can sit on to stretch seated, we're going to stretch seated today. So we're going to sit. We're going to bring one leg out nice and straight. We're going to bring our chest up nice and tall. Back is straight. We're going to lean forward, keeping our back straight, leaning forward from our hips. And we get that good stretch behind our thigh. Once we feel that medium stretch behind our thigh, we'll take 3 deep breaths. Good. Let's switch sides. Other side out nice and straight. Relax that leg. Make sure it's nice and relaxed. Chest is up and open. We lean forward with a straight back. Get that medium stretch behind your thigh. We hold for 3 deep breaths. Good. Let's cross one leg over the other. You can hold onto that ankle if you need to. We're going to gently press down on our knees, staying as tall as we can here. We're going to get a good hip stretch. Should be a gentle hip stretch. And take a couple deep breaths. Good. We're going to grab hold of our knee and pull it across towards our opposite shoulder, getting a good stretch in our hip or our tush area here. 3 deep breaths. Staying as tall as we can. Good. Switch it over to the other side. Cross it over first, then we gently press down. We stay as tall as we can here through our back. Good. We grab hold of our knee. We bring it across towards our opposite shoulder. You get a good stretch in your tush. We hold it for 3 deep breaths. Good. We bring it down. Keep your hips planted. We're going to reach our arm up, 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 and over. Keep your hips down. We're going to reach it up like we're reaching towards the opposite corner of the ceiling. Take 2 deep breaths in. Good. Bring it down. Other side. Up, 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 and over. Big reach. Big breath in. Big breath out. 1 more. Good. Bring it down. Roll your shoulders back a few times. Nice and slow. Good. Grab your hands together behind your back. Open up your chest. Try to stay as tall as you can and stretch the front of your shoulders. My hands are just together behind me like this. Good, nice and tall. Good. And we'll bring it down. We're going to take 3 slow arm circles, nice and slow. Good, other side. On that 3rd circle, we bring it across our body and gently tug. Good, we take a couple breaths. Keep your shoulder nice and low. Try not to let it come up towards your ear. Nice and low. Good. Other side. Reach it across. Good. Tuck your elbows in. We're going to stay tall here and rock. Loosen up our upper and mid back. Nice and easy. Good. Relax your arms down. We're going to bring one ear towards your shoulder. Relax your shoulders. If you want to give a little tug on your neck, we're getting a good stretch right across this side. Good. We'll switch sides. Nice and easy. Add that tug if you want to. You don't have to. Good. We're going to bring our hands down. We're going to take 2 deep breaths together. We'll breathe in and bring our arms up. And out. And in. And out. Excellent work this evening. Thank you so much for joining me. I will